Scholar Program and getting ready to apply for that. The applications are open. The applications open November 1st and will go through January 15th. So what is the Summer Scholar Program? When you're looking for an undergraduate research program, you're looking for opportunities to work among top researchers, to get the opportunity to really explore research, to conduct research, and to expand your opportunities and such. So the Summer Scholar Program is really anchored by three different categories. The first of which is guided research. And that research experience, when you apply to the Summer Scholar Program, you're going to talk about some of the projects and labs and areas of interest. And then through a selection process that has multiple stages, eventually those that participate in the program are matched and selected by finally mentors and labs. Coupled with that guided research is also professional development. We want you to be able to explore robotics and AI more broadly. We want you to be able to think about other possibilities and just to explore. So there's a lot of skill building that happens within the Summer Scholar Program around exploring robotics, broadening even the context to understand through conversations with policymakers and leaders, and also really building some of those core scientific professional skills that you're going to need to be able to communicate some of the skills. And finally, really what is the anchor is RIS is this community. It is a mentored, nurturing environment. And the students that come through the process, there are so many successes from it, and the backgrounds are really, really broad. So there's 3 stages to the Summer Scholar Program. There's a pre-program once the class is selected, and we start to engage and we start to prepare for that summer experience, right? We start to think about what are the outcomes that you're looking for? What are the outcomes? How are we going to work together? And then once we dive in, we kick off that summer experience June 1st, and we start to work with colleagues across the Institute. There are so many alumni that are at the Robotics Institute or within the School of Computer Science. You're coming home. You're coming and joining a community that has a keen sense of what that experience is. So there's also additional tutors and supports to help you develop core professional skills, and there's peer mentoring as well. Post-program, that's the stage that we're in right now for the 2022 scholars. We're continuing to look at admissions. We're thinking about next steps with some of the research, and we're having ongoing conversations as well. As part of the Summer Scholar Program, there are several different deliverables, and this is when you're thinking about any undergraduate research program, one of the outcomes that you want is you want to think about how the experience that you're going to get, and then also what is evidence of your contributions. And so with the Summer Scholar Program, there are 3 different pieces. One is the RIS Working Papers Journal. So you have a paper that reflects your contributions over the summer, working with your mentors in the lab. You will also have a research poster and a summary video. And all 3 of those elements are created, those deliverables, to support you in next step. Now, the Summer Scholar Program, as you see here, we're coming from all over the US and the world. Each year there are between 7 and 12 or 13 different nationalities that are participating in the program. So the Summer Scholar Program is both for US and international students, whether you're studying in the US currently or you're studying somewhere abroad. The program has a lot of skill building, exposure to different sites and areas. Within Pittsburgh, and with part of the Robotics Institute is the National Robotics Engineering Center. So we often do site visits, and we get to see some of the larger robots, some of the commercialization. And this is one of our visits here. And on the far right is a RIS alum from 2010 or 2011 who actually works at the National Robotics Engineering Center. So when we enter a lot of the companies, when we go to the labs, a lot of times there are RIS alums that are meeting with us. As part of the experience as well, we want to think about robotics, AI, but we want to think about STEM more broadly. This was a visit with County Commissioner Chip Abramovic, where we were coming together and we were talking about pathways in STEM, and he was sharing with us how policy is formed and meeting with the scholars to get their input and ideas and learning about their journeys as well. Each summer, as part of the program, we also have opportunities. We're doing a lot of peer engagement, but we're also doing outreach. We're also having the opportunity to share ideas with others and to explore together. This is a project that we did with younger students on campus that we're visiting as part of a camp. And we'll do lots of different outreach and engagement opportunities online and in person as well. At the core of everything you're going to experience with RIS and many of the research programs is that it is a community. And when you're coming in, you're coming to add to that community, to experience research, to contribute, to grow, and you do that together. So the experience as a summer scholar, as I look across here, there are so many different nationalities and backgrounds that are represented here. The summer scholars in 2022, this was our first summer back together in person after 2 years of being remote. And they were hosting specific dinners, going to and trying different nationality foods and exploring together across Pittsburgh as they got to discover that. So here's another one of the dinners that they hosted, and there's lots of different events as well because it is about community. It's about getting that balance and really having some fun together, exploring the city. There is so much to do and to experience, and you're building a lifelong network. You're really building friendships, and it's fantastic because it's others that are also interested in robotics. RIS is global, and so as part of the Summer Scholar Program, we're also connecting to robotics researchers that are coming from all over the world. And some of those researchers were part of RoboLaunch, and so we connected with researchers that were doing robotics research at the forefront in several different countries, and to learn about their research and to learn about different labs and approaches and what some of the things that were exciting them as well. So the RIS 2022 experience really has those three parts: the research experience, the professional development that is both localized within CMU and global as well. It has opportunities for you to teach and you to learn and to share together. And finally, it's all anchored with the community. Everything has the community at the end. So let's talk a little bit more about why we come together and what the sticking point is. Well, there's so many different backgrounds, but the thing that really cements us together as a team, as a group, is this definite interest in the love of robotics and just wanting to explore and learn more. So I'm going to spend the next few minutes talking about preparing a strong application. And when you think about this, the guidance that I'm going to provide here is for the Summer Scholar Program, but I'm going to generalize it as well. If you're applying for any type of scholarship application, fellowship, research experience, there's a couple things that you want to do, and then there's some things that you want to avoid as well. So let's do a quick walkthrough from the Summer Scholar website and see how you might enter into that portal and what you might see there. So this is the apply page, and one approach would be just to dive completely in and to start working on your application. But I'm going to ask you to pause, and I'm going to suggest that whenever you're thinking about applying for a scholarship or a research experience, you really want to understand what are the objectives of the program, what type of profiles are they looking for, and what kinds of experiences are being provided. So let's walk through a little bit. You're going to hinge right on the application portal there. This is where you want to spend the majority of your time. You want to see the research showcase. What is the research showcase? It is the academic journal. It is the research poster and the videos that have been created by the scholars to describe, to showcase their research contributions. With any type of undergraduate research experience, like a summer experience, you are looking for opportunities to join research in most cases, and you're going to be adding to that. So what you want to do is really to find out what kind of projects have been happening. The best way to find the type of projects is to go and to view some of the posters, view some of the videos, and then if you find areas that are really exciting to you, go deeper and start to read the papers as well. Who participates in the Summer Scholar Program? Well, when you look at the journals, when you look at the posters and the videos, you're going to see who the primary mentors are. And the mentors could come from many areas across the Institute. And these are some of the mentors that have participated in recent years. The best thing that you can do, though, is to really look at what were some of the work that was done recently. And so that's really the best way to ground and find out, what are those opportunities as well. So this is actually what the portal looks like. What does, when you get to go in and you're going to start the application. So when you're thinking about applying for any type of research experience, the first thing that you want to do is really explore that environment. What kinds of opportunities are there? What were some of the prior projects? And with RIS, we have this organized under a research showcase. So you may not be able to see what are the upcoming projects, but you will be able to see for the past several years. And what you're going to understand from that is that many of these projects are ongoing. Sometimes there are new projects that begin. You can also see which faculty members at the Robotics Institute are most likely to participate. In case you have some general questions, we also have what's called an FAQ, or frequently asked questions section on the website as well. You may have some questions about how to write a statement of purpose, what should your resume look like? And there are links to some resources, and they have great examples of a resume, great examples of how to write that introductory paragraph, especially for the statement of purpose, how to ask for a letter of recommendation. These are questions that almost every applicant has as they go through the process. They're thinking about, how do I put together a really strong application? And the way that you put together a strong application is first understand the research projects that exist and that you would be able to contribute to. So that's at the top. Explore the RIS Research Showcase. Actually, as part of the admissions review, we look at that and we ask we rate whether or not the applicant has demonstrates that they've reviewed the research that through the RIS Research Showcase. Have they taken the time to really look at some of the projects there? From there, your next jumping off point is to think about the different mentors that you might be interested in working with. And then once those specifics are together, that's when you really start to craft your statement of purpose and your resume. There are really good examples that are on the website. So there's links to examples and such. And we really hope that you're able to look at some of those examples and to think about, what is it that you want to do? How do you want to, participate in the Summer Scholar Program? And how do you find that the projects and that are going to be of most interest to yourself? So I hope this is helpful in understanding what are some of the possibilities for the Summer Scholar Program. I'm going to pause for a moment and I'm going to invite questions on YouTube, and then I'll dive into some of the questions that have already been submitted. So we'll take a 1-minute break, and then we'll dive into some of those questions that you might have. Okay, so we've got questions about what is the profile for a summer scholar application? So a summer scholar will have at least, and this is really covered in the frequently asked questions. So don't be afraid to read through that. And find some information. One is that absolutely international students can apply. Each year we have students from many different countries that are participating in the Summer Scholar Program. There's no specific major that someone is required to have as a background. So we've had people from electrical engineering, statistics, math, computer science, mechanical engineering, lots of different backgrounds there. The summer scholars, you must be either a second or third year. A senior student that will be graduating is not eligible to apply for the Summer Scholar Program. So the profile in terms of educational attainment is someone who will not have graduated by the time the program begins. We're looking for, and we work with students that are still undergoing their undergraduate education and will have at least one, if not two semesters post-risk. So it's a really good question about what is that profile. No restraints on, do you need to be in the US already? Can I be abroad? There's, we work with the applicants from around the world, so that's not a barrier there. And the backgrounds, you can be from a number of different backgrounds. It's just really showing what is your connection and how you want to contribute to a project and what your preparation is. So that's a really good question as well. And in thinking about preparing your application, the best thing that you can do is really to look at the research showcase and understand what are the research projects that you would be adding from. What does that look like, and what is the range of different skills that they might be looking at. So look at the posters and the videos first, and do this over several years. And I would even go pre-COVID as well and look at some of those projects there. So I hope this is a helpful, short and quick overview of how to apply to the Summer Scholar Program and any other undergraduate research program. It's about understanding the environment, looking at and really focusing on what are the areas of research. Is there a good match for you? And how do you present your profile to the reviewers? From the RIS website, there are links to resources, for example, resumes, and for getting started with a statement of purpose. There's really some good tips there that you can use for applying to any program. So we wish you the best of luck, and we thank you for joining us here today. And we'll look forward to continuing the conversation. There will be several sessions coming up in which we're going to have labs sharing some of the research directly. So thanks for joining today, and we'll look forward to talking again soon.